Hello everyone, this is Rex Red. I am back with another exciting tutorial on 3D applications and programs and things that might be of interest to you if you are a 3D artist. Today we are working with a very new program called MetaTailor. Okay, and so what we are going to do is try to see what we can do with MetaTailor. I have something first I'd like to talk about, and it's just a little piece of information that I'd like to impart to you all, okay? And it's something to think about that has to do, this is going to be a fairly long tutorial, okay? Because moving figures from Daz Studio into perhaps Character Creator, then from Character Creator to iClone, and then to Unreal Engine, and then into MetaTailor. This is going to be a very long kind of process. And then we're going to try and work with importing clothing into MetaTailor. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring a figure in to, I've worked an entire day with all of yesterday, all of last night, and so actually an entire like 24 hours I've been working, except for a couple of little naps here and there. All right, on exporting into MetaTailor, okay? And this MetaTailor program, as you can see, I have a few projects that I've created, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now that MetaTailor, it has some great, I would suggest buying it, okay? I mean, paying the $35 for it, but it is not ready, okay? It doesn't do what they say it does, okay? It does it maybe for the meta form. But when it comes to using Character Creator form, it says use any avatar, any avatar, and you just put your clothes on. And once you put your clothes on, that's all you need to do is do it once. And then you're all set. And you can use that same clothing item on any figure with just a few modifications. And so, okay, now he is looking stunning. So let's see what his side profile is. His side profile is not so hot, but the front one is nice. Okay, so we're going to put some kind of pants on him. Now he's a Genesis 9. So if I go into underwear, I've got we got to select him first. I have a just quick little underwear I can throw on him, some boxers until we get him into. So what we're going to do, we're not going to do anything with him. Okay, we might as well get rid of his eyebrows because they don't go into Character Creator. They don't. Okay, the eyelashes probably don't either. Eyebrows, the tear. Okay, see all of these things. We deleted everything except his eyes, mouth, and his shorts. And we're going to take him out. And so this is bare bones, okay? I'm going to take and slim him down to only a few of his textures, his mesh, and a pair of shorts, and that's it. Okay, so what we have to do is put an A or a T pose on John. He's a Genesis 9 figure. So we're going to go to this Daz resource folder here, and we'll use a T-pose this time. I don't know, I can't seem to make up my mind whether if a T-pose or an A-pose is better, but we're going to go with a T-pose here with him. Okay. I think the T-pose makes their shoulders look a little more natural. The A-pose kind of brings their shoulders up and makes them look a little weirder. And neither of them spread their legs. You know, I like if you want them a little further apart. Actually, I want to put a pair of pants on him just to show you how bad pants export into Character Creator. Okay, so let's find any pair of jeans, and you're going to, like I said, 90% of the time, they're not going to work right. So let's just put something on him for pants so we can show you how dead this export is, okay? So let's find just a plain old, something for Genesis 9. Cuff jeans, okay, let's see about this. Just something simple, too. Something that's not too... Then we got a strife pants. Okay, that actually comes with suspenders, so we don't want to do something that complex. This is probably a very good... this is a Daz-made shirt jacket with pant. Okay, so these are Daz-made pants. They've been made by... so we'll get rid of the shorts. Okay, so they've been made by Daz Studio themselves. Okay, now in Daz, okay, when you look at these pants, they're kind of pulled together a little bit here, but they're not like glued together. Because if I were to take and pull his legs apart like in an X, they wouldn't be stuck together. Now they might do some really weird stuff with the geometry in the midsection, but it would not. They don't appear. It appears as if the weight mapping is done correctly, at least in Daz. Okay, but how does that translate once this figure has been converted into another figure? How do those weight maps translate? And that is where everything goes out the window. And that's why this MetaTailor, they probably have the biggest uphill battle of any company that I know of right now because of the problem with the interchange of items. They come out as if they have fixed it. They have come out and they have fixed the whole weight mapping problem, and that, oh, it's just fixed. All you have to do is get our program, and you can take your Daz clothes and you can bring them right into MetaCreator, and you can use them on any avatar, and they will just magically just fit. And I'm going to show you that, again, we're talking about 90% of this stuff doesn't work. 90. And that means out of 10,000 items, I have to look and look and look and look. And it takes a while to export them into there just to find out this doesn't work either. Okay, so we're going to take and bring this character all the way through Character Creator, because we're hoping that if I bring him directly into Unreal, okay, then he doesn't get the advantage of being converted into Character Creator's model, which seems to work better in Unreal than just bringing an FBX. I've tried that, tried to bring just export an FBX or run this character over the bridge just with his pants and like this, and across the bridge into Unreal, and then out of Unreal and into MetaTailor, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The character looks beautiful, but the clothes, the weight mapping is completely off. So let's see, and let's see what happens when. So these pants, I'm just bringing these pants in just to show you what happens, okay? So we're going to go File, Export. Now this is, we don't have to select it. This is FN John. So we're going to go and export you to where? To this is going to go to MetaTailor exports, character. Okay, export from Daz. Okay, and this is FN John, is it? FN John. FN John. Let's not put a space in there. Now it says Autodesk FBX. Okay. So yeah, if Autodesk hadn't come up with the FBX format, I bet there wouldn't even be any, way of exporting, OBJ files. Okay, so I'm not sure. So F and John. So here we go. And then we're going to include now all this stuff. Who knows what we need here, okay? But we're going to go with this. It seems to work, okay? Include subdivision data. I'm not sure that I want that, but let's take that off, all right? As polygon sets, face groups as polygon sets. Yeah, I think I would want that. Now, all right, no, I think we better keep the subdivision data. I think that might actually be sort of standardized, but I'm not sure. All right, like textures sort of come in. Okay, so we're going to go accept. Okay, now you can see his legs went apart for a moment. And the pants were not stuck together in there. All right, so now we're going to just leave him here. And we're going to go now to Character Creator. Oh, lovely day. Lovely day. So we're going to open Character Creator. We're going to import this character in as a CC3 figure. We put our T-pose on him. And now we're going to bring him in to Character Creator. Now, I really enjoy doing this stuff. Okay. Unsave project, find cancel. No, I had to Control Alt and delete to get out of it. Photoshop wouldn't even work. Something got locked up and locked like everything on my computer up. Okay, we don't need this open now. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that Unreal is going to like a Character Creator figure better than a Daz Bridge figure, okay? So they're going to, because this transformer is going to transform, okay? So exports from Daz. Now this is FM John FBX. Let's hope this actually works. It should. We've got him trimmed right down. All we've got there. Okay, so it didn't work. You see what I'm saying? It's like, there's the bridge. There's error number one, okay? It's just like right out of the thing. All I've done here is taken a character, put them in this A pose here, okay? And put them in the T pose. Now let's try to export them again. All right, just for the heck of it. Okay, FM John FBX. Yes, just overwrite it, I guess. Let's see if there's something maybe that I've allow degraded scaling. Let's say this these skinning, degraded skinning. Okay. Rotation locks. Okay. Collect textures. No, the embed textures. Okay, we're going to leave those. Face, okay, select 2014 binary. We'll try this. We just took off the degraded skinning, accept. Okay, it won't. All right, maybe I have to have these on, accept. Okay, you have to have this graded scaling, I guess. Maybe we don't need the skinning, but we need the scaling, or it won't allow us to take it out of there. Now I might have to take the pants. We'll try taking the pants off and see if that works, but let's do it again. Usually I'll just save it again, and then sometimes it'll work. FN John. Nope. Failed to load carry. No suitable setup found. Click more. Okay. So let's try closing this again. Closing it down. We'll reopen it while we. Okay, we're going to take the pants off. Let's just try. I try to keep this family friendly, but you know, you can't export them without. Okay, FN and John, let's just do it without the pants. Okay. Would you like to replace it? Yes. Okay, and we're going to include figures. There's no props here. All right, all of this kind of seems right, but let's take these off. All right, accept. All right. I think it's done. Now let's open this transformer. Nope, no suitable setup profile found. Click more for the compatibility list. Now, all right, let's try him with an A pose, okay? So now let's go into here and let's just try an A pose on him. We'll keep everything the same. This is a Genesis 9 T pose, so we're going to go with the Genesis 9. Oh, we got to go up to Daz resource. A pose. I've had more luck with the A poses. Genesis 9 A pose. Okay, on this John guy. All right, let's export. Scene, we got him selected. Doesn't matter because we're going to just do everything in the scene. Okay, export. If you see me doing something wrong here, let me know, but I don't think I am. Now, replace it, yes. Okay, now since we only have selected so it's going to do everything in the scene, and all we have is him. Include props, all of these things I guess are okay. Embed textures, okay. We might end up turning that off, I guess, and just clap. All right, so let's see what we have here. All right, so let's go here. Transformer. Okay, FN John. Nope. Okay, so FN John doesn't work, you know. Okay, across any bridge that maybe you can do them directly into Unreal. But okay, so we just take a different figure. Okay, we go with for some reason, I'm not sure what it is, but that's what we're dealing with. Okay, is now Ethan. I'm gonna try somebody different. I've had crappy luck with Ethan as well. Rupert has some things, some odd stuff with his. So let's try Dalton. He seems to work. So this is another character, probably one of my favorite characters in Daz right here. So we have Dalton. Okay, I'm going to click on that so I can save this. All right, now we're going to put him in an A pose, I guess, in the Genesis 9 A pose. And there we go. See what I said it does with his shoulders? They don't look right. I'm going to try the T pose. External files, Daz resource, T pose. See if this looks a little better. I don't like that A pose. Where's the Genesis? Okay, Genesis 9 T pose. See, that looks a little more natural. Doesn't look like something's really up with his shoulders. Okay, so we're going to go now File, Export. We're going to call this Dalton 2, Dalton T-pose. Dalton. All right, let's try this. Okay. Oh, he's got those. Oh, I got to do this again. We're gonna take the eyebrows off, eyelashes off. Okay, eyelashes, because I already know they're not going to export properly already. Okay, and the tear, I don't know if that works, but I can put a tear into his eyes when I'm in there. So now he looks absolutely horrific. Okay, export Dalton with the T pose. Overwrite it. Yes, it's gotten warm in my apartment room, so I'm getting a little bit kind of I don't know, frustrated, because it's just getting really warm in my apartment. Now let's see. What I've got to do is get up and go over to my little space heater and turn it like way down. All right, so let's go in here and let's see if we can get him in here. So this is Dalton with a T-pose. No. All right, there's something I'm missing, something I'm forgetting about these characters. I have to go and open up find my cheat sheet. I'm doing something wrong. And you know, that's human error, okay? So where are we looking for? This was, is it here? Where? Oh, it's in all items. 3D help files, okay. There's something I'm doing wrong with the Genesis 9 export. Genesis, these are some of my many little sheets that I create. Export Genesis 9 to CC4. Well, I've done something wrong. Okay, 2014 binary T-pose. Okay, this is collapse embed textures. Okay. Includes, see, these are all merge into target. These are what we have selected. Maybe it needed these. I don't know. These are all, this is something that worked. Okay. Now you don't need to select all parts if T-pose 2014 binary. Let's go back here. No, it's like, okay. And we go back to here. Export. T-pose, FBX. Yes. They're all select. Okay, I think this one was off. No, and those three are on. Okay, static. Selected only. Okay, include face. So this just isn't working for the sake of not working. Okay, 2014 binary. Let's try the 2020 binary. Try a different binary. Okay, now we go back here to character creator. Transformer, okay. T-pose. Maybe I selected the wrong one. I think it was supposed to be that T-pose guy. All right, more. Genesis 8. I know Genesis 9 works here. I've had brought them in a few times already. Okay. All right, let's try to bring him in as a Genesis, as the other kind. All right, let's bring him in as a CC3 character, and then we'll convert him once he's in. Oh, what is up with this? Okay, let's open Daz Install Manager. Let's close Daz. No. Start to see if there's an update to Daz. Some things work, a few things work in it, and okay, I have 10,000 items, so it takes like forever for that to populate. So let's try this again with I don't think these will work. Okay, this says Arno, a Genesis 9A pose. Probably won't work, but okay, this one's going to let me bring Arno in. I guess that's all I really wanted to do was just have a character come in, okay, into, so that one worked. Okay, the eyebrows, just don't import the eyebrows, okay? And don't bake the body texture. We're going to leave that skin template custom. Use original. Okay. All right. All right. So this allowed us to jump over a step. Now I know I've brought Dalton in here before. Now suddenly he doesn't work. Okay, I need to go turn off my space heater. All right. Oh, it's good to stand up just for a moment. Okay. Okay, Arno is looking quite nice here. Let's see. How do I move you? Okay. One of these moves you. I just have to remember how to do this every time I come in here. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. Sorry about that. I mean to flash you guys. Okay. Here with naked man parts. All right. So, all right, we're going to just leave him the way he is. And we're going to bring him to iClone. Okay, we're not going to do anything to change or alter or mess him up. We just want to get him into Character Creator. Character Creator's done some sort of conversion to him. Okay, it's messed with his weights. It's made him, and Character Creator does a good job with Daz models where you can at least use Character Creator clothing on them, and they work, and it works. Now, you can't use Daz clothing on them because you can import the Daz clothing into Character Creator, but the clothing just sticks together in between the legs, and sometimes it completely mangles. Okay. No, cancel that. All right. So this is going to work well. It's going to bring him right in. It always seems to work. It's weird how is this a different, how do I spin it? Okay. Seems as though we have different buttons now. Okay, just stay there then. I don't care. All right, so we're going to open up Unreal. And launch. All right, we're progressing now. Okay, so I at least I have a few kind of standards, standard practices of not wasting time, too much time. It's like trying to get him to rotate. Just leave him where he is. So, okay, let's see if we've got any kind of update. No, just a rabbit hood for M4. No updates. I just don't know why I can't rotate him. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's one of the 8 keys with one of the 3 mouse keys, and you have to try all 8 with each one. So let's see now. Okay, Unreal. We're going to use which one? Here. Tropical Beach. Where is it? See, I don't know which one of these have cutaway. Levels project, no. Okay, let's try this one and see what it looks like. It's one of it's probably this one. This one will work. Okay, we don't have a piece of land here. I think, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Oh, this isn't it, but it will work. Okay. This is not the right one. Okay, file. Let's see. Open level. That is not the right project. Okay, this might be it. This is the only one with a piece of land in it. Okay, this is the tropical beach. Okay. This is all very, okay, this all very strange. Procedural foliage. This is it. Think. It's just a different level. It's not showing the same level. For some reason, it's reverted to it. Maybe because I saved the project empty. Fairly empty with no figure or anything in it. Okay, close this. Yes, this is the project. Okay, so, but it's, and I guess I didn't lose my figure in here, but I think he lost his clothes. Yeah, he did lose his clothes. All right, so open level, and there was one here. Dynasty Man, that's it. It's gone now. File, open, level. Oh, they might be down here. Okay. MetaTailor. Okay. So, let's take this guy here and get him out of here. Okay, now we're going to go live link. We're going to go here to live link. Where is it? This is character creator. No, we want to, this one, live link. We don't want motion. We just want him, just the character, no props, no lights. Keep it simple. Make sure he's selected. Transfer file. Okay, so this should bring now this is a Daz character that has gone through the rehabilitation of iClone and a character creator, then iClone, then Unreal. Now we're going to try and use this character in MetaTailor. Okay, we got this big long thing. It should import properly into Unreal. It should have okay textures. The texture should come in okay with it. You know, this is fun to do this. Your figures, it has avatars right into the program. No. Now I'm going to use this plus base. Okay, I don't know which base to use. We'll try him. Okay, we can put clothes on him in MetaTailor, but we're going to try and get him in as a. So now this is the kind of scary part because we just have to. There's no like live bridge to MetaTailor, which would kind of be nice if we just have to save him as an FBX file, okay? But he is now a character creator. Now, okay, he's an iClone. He's kind of no longer is he really a Daz figure. He's an iClone character creator / iClone figure. He's been converted. His mesh has been, you know, edited, things like that. Export selected. Let's go to the outliner. Okay, we have him selected. CC base, which, okay, I've got to get rid of these bases. I don't know what I have here, but we just want one in here. Okay. All right, this base here, figure. Okay, file. Okay, let's save this. All right. Maybe I should use the blueprint, but I'm not sure which one I should use, but I'm going to use just the base figure. Export selected. Okay, that's all we have is him selected. And now this is going to be Daz to CC4 to IC8 to Unreal to Unreal to MT MetaTailor. Okay, now what we're going to do is find our MetaTailor folder. We have a folder with kind of everything, all these exports from any kind of program into any kind of everything. Okay, this is called MetaTailor exports, I call it, but okay, this is going to be characters exports from Unreal. Okay, and that's what this is going to be called. And I have it under some good, that this is 2013. These are what you're supposed to export as. Okay. Does this work? Now we're going to open MetaTailor. Create a new project. Daz to CC4 to IC8 to Un to MT. All right, now import avatar. There he is. No, see, he comes in black. So this didn't work. See, that's what I mean. It's like it's all right. So let's try deleting him. Okay, he works in Unreal. Okay, let's try the blueprint guy. Now he's got a texture. He's got, so okay, file, export selected. Let's try this one. Replace it. Okay, level of detail, color. Let's try 2014. Morphs, animation, mesh, vertex color. They're not supposed to have level of detail. Okay. Export. Let's try 2014. Does that make any difference? Okay, we're going to go back. Cancel this. Okay, import avatar. No, you see he's black. And that now, all right, let's maybe I've got to import maps. Maybe for some reason these I've got to import some maps. So let's see about, we can go back to Daz and find our maps for him. Did I close that? Yeah, I did. Which character was he? Oh, he's our okay, Arno. Default. Let's see if we can just load some textures on him and have this work, maybe. Maybe there's just this extra. Here's Arno. They make you jump over an extra hoop just to get the prize, to get something that actually works. Because if I bring him in across the bridge and right into Unreal and then into MetaTailor, it works. But his weight maps aren't right. They're just very wrong. And you would think that MetaTailor would convert those weight maps into something magic. It doesn't. That's the thing, is that it's just not there. So we're going to now just go into surfaces here. And, oh, I just thought I've got to do like everything. His eyes, his tongue. All right, so Arno HD. If we can get him to just be visible to some degree. Base color, okay, skin. Surfaces. Okay, let's try legs. Okay, brows. Oh, okay. Copy. Let's go here. All right, where are these? Okay, this is where all of the, okay, legs. Oh, cancel, that's the wrong place. We're in the wrong program. Color, all right, color. B. Okay, what have we got? That's the tongue. Let's go with something we can just see. Head, leg. Leg. Okay, leg. Okay, import color. V. Legs. We gonna see something? Value. Leg, okay. Let's try body, import. What would that be? This torso, body. So I've got other avatars here. Let's find one that did work. I think I deleted a bunch of them, but let's see. No, let's go back to here. MetaTailor characters. Okay. Exports from Daz. Let's just try, see if we can bring one of these in. FN John. Okay. This is the one I brought in. Okay. This, now he might import. This was just exported right out of Daz. And it'll probably come in correctly. Yeah, we have, okay, FN John. It's not in the right. He's got color. He's got his eyes. It doesn't look like his eyes are going to come in right, but that's okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll go next step. And then there's this ridiculousness, okay? Why they couldn't put the knees on here, why the knees aren't, I'm not sure. Left knee, okay. Right knee. And then toe, right toe. Left toe. They don't tell you what toe, just toe. That's it. And then the heel, right heel, which is like, I guess it's there. left heel, and then we can turn him around again, turn him around and see. The heel is back here more. Left heel. Okay. We're just going to go with that. Okay, everything. Okay, the tip of the nose looks totally off. I think that's how that goes, but I have no idea. The skull crown, skull base, maybe down a little more here. You know, these, it just, you'd think that would be something like an arrow that points or something. These round circles just don't. You know, if you want the tip of the nose, you'd use an arrow and you'd get the arrow. You want the toe, you'd use an arrow and so that it points to a place, you know. So it just like, where do these actually line up here? You know, it just, is it in the center? Or is it, you know, so it's okay. Next step. Okay, the heel's wrong, so I hope that didn't, yeah. See the heels? I moved them and now the heels are like in the center. And guess what? You can't go back. You can't go back. It's like this. It's, if I go back, it takes me right out of the... Okay, and now it's saying try pro. It keeps asking me to try pro, and I have to keep logging into their website. This program, you know, I want to say yes, take out a subscription, support them. What they're doing is really good, but it's just so not ready, you know. It's just, it's not going to do really what you thought it was going to do. It's not. And now it's going to bring me back in with this character. I have to delete this character because this character, okay, my imports, avatars, where is he? Would be John? I don't know. I think it was John. Okay, so we're going to go and try to import John again. Avatar. John FBX. And then back through this craziness of next of this, the knee, this. And you click auto map and it doesn't. Okay, knee, toe, left, knee, left. I don't know where this bends. I have no idea. Knee right. Toe right. Heel right. Heel left. And what's really weird is when you click on them, you can't like yeah, this program is so new. Now that just moved it in between him instead of, because you can't like click on the, so now you see they're in the middle. It's like, oh, this. And I bet they're in the middle again. Yeah, see that? Heel right. Okay, now at least I can move one of them like, no, okay, that's the toe. And now the toe left is out of whack. It's supposed to be there. See this, it's just so wrong. It's just so kind of stupid that these don't work right. You know, I'm trying to get it back to the heel, but okay, I give up. I just give up on trying to get that to his heel. So, okay, next step. Next frustrating step in your... See, I mean, you can see the frustration in this, and it's like his knees, one knee is like up and the other is down. Okay, so now we're going to switch him with this John guy that we just created. I believe this is John now with no eyes. Not sure why his eyes didn't come in, but he's supposed to be an avatar now that I can use for clothes, but his eyes don't work. And if I try to go back, like if I click on him, okay, it does allow me now to go back. So let's go for like eyes, arms, body, head, fingernails, toenails, legs, mouth cavity, arms, head. I don't see eyes listed here. Maybe that's why. Head. And when I go to head, it's already got the map. And it only gave us one map. So the color. So no normal maps. None of these other maps came in. So, okay, so let's just, I'll show you a little bit of how badly the clothing works, okay? So my imports, and we go into, we select him, and we go into content browser, close, my imports. These are some of the things that I've tried to bring in. Now these, let's put these pants on him. Now, see what we have here? This, you know, it's like one of the videos, I'm not going to mention any names, said, oh, that it just instantly auto does all your weight maps. No, it doesn't. Now, if you want to fix this, try and fix this. Here in MetaTailor, it will take you probably an hour to try and fix this, and it's not even really a fix, because it will just keep happening and happening and happening. You have to go into these tools, and you have to go into this Sculpt Original, and then all of a sudden it's like fixed. There's nothing to fix. It's like, oh my gosh. So then it's like, let's try to go to this and sculpt layered. Okay, so we're going to now try and relax this geometry. This is how you kind of do it. This is actually, it looks like you're using just smoothing tools, but you're actually working with the weight map. Let's turn the strength all the way up because it takes forever for it to do its thing. So yeah, we're talking an hour's worth of work. And this right here, this one little problem here, this is nothing compared to what you normally encounter. And I could work at this for an hour and still maybe not fix it. Look how slow it is at trying, and that's with it at full strength. So yeah, no, this this meta creator is not there yet. Okay, and MetaTailor, and so then we go into smooth, and we got to smooth it a little bit like this. Okay, and it smooths it. It seems to be kind of working, but then you have to go back and do some more with the relax. Okay, more with that, and it's so slow. This is weight map. So you are working with weight maps in here, trying to fix this stuff. And you would think when you imported him in that it would do something magical with his weight maps. It doesn't. Okay? And this is typical of Daz figures, that the minute they get exported into some other place, their weight map stuff just goes all to hell. So we smooth this out some more. So you can just keep messing with this and messing with this for hours and hours, yanking and tugging and yanking and tugging. And you might get that apart, back and stuck back to his leg. You could try this shrink wrap a little bit. Let's bring the radius down on that a little bit. Try that, and then try a little bit of this shrink wrap here. It's not really fixing the weight map problem. Confirm. And then we go back to the weight map. And the reason why those were sculpted in the original was because I spent like an hour fixing the original. But you'd figure once you'd fix the original that these would get fixed. But it's not. It's just what a mess. What a mess this is. A horrible mess. I'm not going to mess with this, okay? This is just ridiculous. Ridiculous to play to even try to mess with this. So okay, that's one pair. That's a pair of pants. And you know what? These are Genesis 9 pants. This is a Genesis 9. This is the latest, greatest. And look at what it is. Look at what this is. It's a disaster. Okay? So yeah, I could spend maybe an hour, and the thing is, he's not even in a pose yet. If I were to try and pose him in Unreal with these pants on, God only knows what would happen to the pants. Now this is a character creator. This character, the one that came in blank into MetaTailor, okay? Now, I have seen meta characters go into MetaTailor, okay? So maybe that's it. Maybe MetaTailor only works right now with meta figures, period. That's it. And and you know what? Maybe that's the case. Maybe the Daz clothes, they'll work fine with meta because there's something they've done with the meta character and their weight maps. So let's go into content. This is a Daz character now. Let's try using some meta. This probably is going to work. I think I've found that this does work with okay, now try 18 million different keys until, well, there we go. All right, so we're going to go with, was it pack? What was it, cloth? Okay. Now, these are things that I just got. Will it work? It's probably going to click on it and say it only works with Character Creator 2. Or, you know, okay. Now, there's, that worked. See this? Now you see that the Character Creator clothes work on Daz figures Okay, one of these is going to spin it. There we go. Okay, we have something weird here, but that's something we can easily fix, I think. These look beautiful on him. Okay, now how about the belt? Let's select him. Put the belt on him. That looks cool. Let's put the... So this works really well. And now, is this actually... Okay, and let's give him some hair. Now the boots have a problem. Yeah, I don't think... And if you notice, there's also... This looks all crunchy looking. Modify. All right, let's... Okay, there's a way to fix all that stuff. Now, the boots, I don't know if there's a way to fix them. Those seem to be long gone. Something that just there were made of potato chips. Okay. What is up with... Okay, they might just be... His need to be resized. I get into this program and I can't figure out how to move. Now we've got to select these boots. Okay, scene. Where are the boots? Boots. Okay, modify. How about we try conform? Let's the size of the boots. Okay, that's the size of calculate collision. Let's try this. Smooth mesh. That fixed it. Sorta, kinda. They look okay now. Now how do I move? Okay, now the same thing with the pants. Scene. Pants. Modify. And how do I... Okay, calculate collision. See that they just look like they've got little increased size. Cloth layer settings, okay. All right, let's go back out of conform. Okay, this was in edit mesh. Okay, and what we can do is go to Sculpt, Smooth, well, it's hard to smooth because the darn mesh is so, it's not very... But you can smooth it some. See, this isn't, to me, this kind of problem here isn't like the end of the world kind of problem. But it is when they start walking and it just goes back to being all crumpled. See, this is like way stretched out of proportion. See, this kind of editing, I don't mind. It's not, it seems to be kind of working, you know, it's one thing in the world that actually works. It's just to come through here and just give it a little bit of smoothing. Now his coat's going through. But this is all good. Okay, so we get out of here. As you can see, I have a little bit of skill at this because I have spent hours and hours and hours doing smoothing of things. I've smoothed things until I ruined them. Yeah, and then I had to go, and then basically you're done. You end of the show. Okay, so edit mesh. Now let's see if this. Why is this doing that? Okay, there's a collision problem with his. Okay, so this would be the tunic. Okay, modify, conform, collision, calculate collision. There we go. And that looks okay. Now, let's see what happens when we make him walk. Let's see if there's actually some. I don't think there will be, but let's go to content. Do I want to save this? We'll go file, save as. I forget what his name is. Export, save as, save project as. We'll call this Arno. Arno 2. Okay. Now let's bring Arno to life. Let's give him some hair too. So we'll go into content first. Go back out of here. I don't think that this cloth is going to all of a sudden become like soft and move and have animation to it, but we'll see. Certainly going to find out. Hair. And let's give him this hair. All right. All right. Now there's Arno hair. Now this is a Daz figure. He looks beautiful in here. I did take and tone his facial features down a little bit. So this isn't the Arno figure. So in this particular case, not using Daz clothes, okay, unless you spend hours messing with, look at how beautiful this Daz character is. His eyes are like green. They are, this is so beautiful, and it's just a shame that, that I can't put Daz clothes on him. Now, it looks like there's a little smoothing that could have been done in here as well. It doesn't look like these boots are even kind of laced together. Like I said, it looks like they're made of potato chips. So, all right, so let's put an animation on him and see what happens now. Save this again. All right. So let's go out and let's bring him to life. Conversation. Let's give him a conversation. Let's try this one. Character's not compatible. Maybe I've got his hair selected. Yeah, I think that's what it is. All right, let's try. Okay, this might be for female. Okay, male. All right, let's just not try that one. Let's try a different animation, different set, different something. Animation. All right, well, let's see. Maybe I've got his tunic selected. That's why. All right, let's try this. No standard humanoid characters picked. Okay, maybe I have to convert him. Okay. All right, so let's go to modify. Accurig, no. What would it be? character. Usually, why isn't he a standard character? Scene. Okay, modify. Usually there's this thing in here that says so he imported in, but he's just not a CC3 character, I guess. Where are we? We're in Character Creator 4. Maybe it's because I have too many things selected here. Let's try just this base character. All right, now I'll go to Content. There we go. I had too many things. That was a human error problem. Okay, so let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, where is... I forgot where the... Okay, Window, Animation Player. Okay, there we go. Now let's see what his clothing looks like. Is his clothing actually... No, his clothing is as stiff as a board. His clothing doesn't have any weight map, and it's also poking through occasionally here and there. Not very pretty. So this was free clothing. They just, I think I found a bunch of free stuff and downloaded it and had it brought into here. But let's see about this top and edit mesh. Let's see, go into the scene. Let's go with the tunic and let's mess with that first. That was, I saw a little poke through there. Modify skin weights. Okay, this part right here is just like, I really wish. Okay, there's no color weight here to this. So, and I forgot how to do this. Paint operation. Okay, Z. Okay, I didn't know I could actually paint, add paint, add weight. Z. Minus, subtract, smooth. Z. Paint. Wait, let's try this kind of thing. Radius. Let's see what happens when we, okay, now let's spin them around. Okay, his clothing are going right through. Okay, now it's, okay, I'm kind of understanding this. This is, the more I paint, the more, the deeper the weight kind of thing goes. All right, now let's, what do we do? How do we get out of here? Skin weight. Okay, now we've got to go also into conform. And let's enable conforming. Okay. That's a little too much. There we go. We got his finger going, hand going through there. Let's click play and see if his clothing moves. It's his hand that's causing that problem with his His hand is going right through. So we, oh, this would require, okay, window. We have to bring him into iClone to do any kind of, see, I didn't realize I could paint weights onto his clothing just right here in Character Creator, so that's a big one right there. Let's take him into, let's delete this guy, and let's bring him in. Now, you know, and what's so strange is like I can just click one button and bring him, let's go 4K. We don't want to, okay, what? Arno to a, okay, what did I just click on? All right, this. All right, let's save this. Oh shoot, I can never remember where I'm saving stuff. At one point I'll get it all in one place, and then it'll be simple, but it's in here. Okay, that's why. All right, now here it's Daz Studio renders. FBX, we'll save it here for now. I don't know. All right, so we're going to move him over to iClone, and then we can fix his hands and stuff, and we can move him back and forth from iClone. Not doing any good. Now, where is the character? Okay, I'm in iClone. You're supposed to be right here. And you're not. Okay, I probably didn't. Okay, modify. Okay, I just probably brought his tunic in. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's try again. Am I doing this the right way? Well, edit. Was this send to iClone? There's another one. Send to iClone. Is it already here? No, what have I done? Something's wrong here. This not saying there's no character in this scene. Let's close this. It's broken its link. No. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So I've not even been able to get into MetaTailor because I can't get a character in there that, you know, so I think what I'll do is I'll get this character into iClone. We'll mess with it a little bit. And then we're going to take and work with some of the stock characters, bring in clothing, and see how they work on the stock characters. How you get that clothing to other characters in Unreal is going to be another whole thing. So, okay. All right, it looks like it's trying to convert and bring something in. Yeah, it's bringing him in. This will work. That's one thing that within, they can send stuff beautifully between character creator and iClone, because it's all part of the same company. Okay, so it just dances back and forth so perfectly. Okay, I don't know why I need that big. So, all right. This, close that out. Close this out. What did I just close out? Okay. I'll bring it over here if I need it. Now, let's go to our window, and let's go to Curve Editor. And, oh, this again. Oh, gosh. Select our character. Arm. Okay, arm. Upper arm. Okay, what is that called? Scapula? SK. SC. AP. S. All right, I've forgotten what it's called. Toe, thigh, spine, clavicle, clavicle. Okay, which one would be right? Okay, that's right and left, so we're going to go with the left clavicle. X. Okay, we can't do this because we've got to go like this, like this, like this. And then we move this like this. Okay. Now we can put some keyframes in. All right, we want to go like this. Okay. All right, so we take our arm here. That's the wrong one. Okay, clavicle here. No, that's the wrong one too. This one. There. Just pull that out a little bit and see if it stays out. Now let's go and where's our window timeline? Oh, it's up here, I think. No, where's the play? How do we play? Let's minimize that. Minimize this. Okay. Oh, the curve editor isn't embedded in the. Okay, now where is the play? Good morning to you, Angus. Good morning. Okay, so I hope you are having a lovely morning And thank you for the beautiful smiley. So window, we're looking for where's the tool to play? Timeline. Let's go to timeline and see if there's a play. Play here. Where's the play transport? I don't see a transport. It's probably right in front of me here somewhere, and I don't see it. Window. Play bar. That's it. Okay. Let's click play and see if his arm's still touching his... Okay, so his clothing is still kind of messed up. And that weight painting that I put on his clothing didn't work. So, but no, it didn't work at all. So, and I don't think I can render, I don't think I can scene. Character creator, that would be the tunic. I don't think I can modify the tunic here. Not like I could there. Smooth mesh. Level for real-time preview. Let's go to this and see now. Play. Did this work? No, it's still going right through. It's going through smoother though. Tessellation. Okay, what about this? This is Morph Animator. Okay, activate physics. All right, let's try this. Object gravity. Let's try clicking play on that. Oh, that's what I didn't do before. Okay, I think it's going to slip right off him. It is going to. And oh, it's turned off his body. Isn't that weird? That's what I don't like it when programs do that. They just kind of cheat and turn the body off because there's clothes over it. Because to me it's just ugly the way it's an ugly solution to the way okay, object gravity. Would we turn that off and see what happens? Oh, now it's just got wind. Now see, some of these things just, okay, there's cloth. Okay, let's go to leather and see what happens. We'll put the gravity back on. Leather shouldn't have, okay, we've got to go back to rewind and then play again. No. That doesn't look like affect all materials weight map. Oh, because it's all white and everything. And it's not going to let me paint anything. I would have to take this into Photoshop and edit this as a weight map. Take the clothing, take the, oh, yeah, it's a big mess. Mass, friction, elasticity. Okay. None of that's going to work. We just turn this, the activate physics off. And the only thing that's going to work here is to just to pull that out enough so that it just doesn't. What's real time? Let's see what he looks like in real time. My computer's pretty fast. It can usually do real time pretty fast, and he still has a. Let's do just some fun stuff here. Let's take our content and let's put him in a stage. Stage. Let's go with the stage here. Lightroom, is it? Try this. Oh, it's kind of cool, but where are the other ones? Oh, they're in the packs. Stage. This one here. That one's not doing too much for me. That one's kind of cool, but let's loop it. So, okay, well, all right. We're going to now go into, this would be kind of like the skip way. Well, it is very nice to have you here, Angus. Very nice. We're okay, we're just kind of doing stuff with this. We're going now into, as you can see, we got layers and layers of stuff. What is this? This is Microsoft Word. Okay, let's close that. Let's go into, and what we're going to do is go back here. How do I get out of here? Confirm. Let's go back. I guess you can save it. I don't know what we're just saving there, but all right, let's create a new project here in MetaTailor. This is going to be called MT Avatar. We're going to try using Daz clothes with this avatar, with their avatar, okay? And see how the clothes just work, bringing them right in. Okay, well, this is a lone cowboy shirt. Let's try that. And, well, it didn't work too well, but I think what we can do with this shirt, it's not bad because it's just a scale problem here. And move it up a little bit. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. And then when we confirm, it kind of works okay. And then we go here into the content browser. And let's try those cowboy pants. See, they're working on him. Okay. And now, not too well, though. Okay, now let's take our shirt, go back to our shirt, and we'll go to the scale here, and let's scale it like that a little bit, then move it down a bit, then confirm, and see how it tucks itself into there. Or if I want the shirt on the outside. See, this does work with their avatar. Now, let's go back here to the content browser and let's try these pants, other pants, the Dynasty pants and the Dynasty shoes. See, they are working with their characters. It's like, how nice of them. Okay, so scale. And when you bring in a Daz character, it's just not there yet. Confirm. Okay. The Aladdin pants or Dynasty pants. And then we go here to content browser and we'll put these big boots on him. Now see, those do not work with him. I'm not sure why, but oops. They're not working with him. Confirm. Okay, and there's, oh, maybe we can scale and turn him a little bit. Which way is the turn? Move them over. Scale them this way. This isn't going to work. I'm sure it's not. Because they're even drooping down. Let's confirm. No. So those boots, I might have corrupted them. Okay, so we can't really go by some of the stuff I have here because I could have corrupted them. So we delete the boots and we'll try these other boots. Here, select him. Go back to content. These are Daz items, okay? Those don't work with him either. See how his feet just totally distort them? So I might have messed with them. I might have done some weird things with them, but he is the their basic avatar. Let's put the boots under. And then, you know, to come and try to fix these with their smoothing tools are just, oh, I'm there again. It keeps making me log into their website and go back, and I don't know exactly why. But let's get rid of the boots and save this. Then I have to go out of here, go back. So what we're going to do is we're going to steamroll and bring in a bunch of Daz clothing and just keep trying it on their basic avatar. I assume you can bring that avatar. I don't think he's that. Okay. I have to actually close this down and open it back up. It keeps telling me, oh, why don't you buy Pro when I'm already a member? I'm already logged in with their program. So I have to go out of my project, go back in. Okay, enough of that. I don't need the drama right now. I'm dramatizing my own self here, which I apologize for. I've just got to calm down here. All right, so I would say we could bring this. Now, we have some tools that work kind of nice with this, where with this, I would say why his eyes need to be white like that. And, you know, he is their, I believe he is their, yeah, their basic avatar. And I just think they could at least have painted some little black dots in there, you know, something. All right. Let's go to avatars. And where's the transfer MetaTailor T-pose? This guy's probably, yeah, no eyes. Download the female and see what happens with her. Transfer. I bet she's got eyes. No, no eyes for her either. That's kind of scary. Unreal. Okay, she's even smaller. The clothing didn't know enough to. Then these are all kind of failure characters that I brought in from Daz that just work crappy. They yanked the clothing together in the midsection there. Okay, so for some reason this top just lost its shape. So we go to scale. We scale it in some like this. And the pants did too, so we'll confirm that. And the pants, this isn't too big of a deal. I mean, just to kind of scale them up compared to the kind of stuff I usually have to go through. This is like nothing. So confirm. But that's not very close. Okay, let's go back to scale. Let's make them a little longer. And then let's move them. And then let's bring them back in, scale them in again a little bit. Then confirm. It's still okay. They're okay. It's just that the shirt really doesn't go with that. You need some kind of brigand shirt with puffy arms and a scimitar with some big boots, something like that, with a Three Musketeers hat. So, but the all right. So this is cool. This clothing. All right. So it seems as though, okay, I have frozen. It's like I have a very pensive look on my face. My camera has frozen. So what we're going to do is close that down and see if I can come back in. Can I be revived? All right, let's get up in here and go back to Droid Cam. Oh, there I am again. I'm alive. All right, so I don't know how long I was frozen like that, but okay, so we're going to go in here and we're going to mess with clothes now. So we're going to try putting these clothes on the basic avatars. Okay, let's stick with what kind of works well. All right, and then we'll figure out how we bring those avatars into Unreal and change their heads to fit the to a different face shape, because I guess that's the whole meta character idea, is just taking the shape of a Daz face, putting it on your meta character, and you don't really need to worry. I mean, they're going to make the body disappear anyway, and you can just go kind of bulking up the shape a little bit, or you know, that's my idea. Now I'm starting to kind of formulate some kind of idea. This is all right. Now let's try let's put this in Genesis 8 male. Let's see how this works. Tunic. We're just going to bring the tunic in. Why that's okay, it's going to. All right. This is a tunic now. I don't see any color on that. It's because we're in texture shaded mode, I guess. I assume it's white. All right. This we're going to do is take and just copy this name here. Copy. File. Export. And let's try to kind of see how quickly we can bring clothes in and just kind of do it nonchalantly. Character. We go to our thing here, clothing. Okay, this would be Daz clothing export. And this would be, let's start a new thing, togas. I don't want a folder with like a million things in it, so the more you can kind of break it down a little bit, the better. Togas, and then we have this. And this is all good, except, see how quickly we can streamline this in. Okay, so now we go back here. We confirm that. And we close this, take him down here like that. Import. Cloth. All right, we're going to go back here to clothing. And to Daz clothing export. This was togas. Let's try it. Now it's going to tell me that's correct. It's a fabric. And then this would be, let's try shirt. I don't see it though. Move. where is it? It's here. It's just tiny. Okay, so we're going to scale it. Sometimes that white thing, just the white isn't the best. Okay, we're going to move it down. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Move it down. Okay. And we're going to scale it this way. Move it over. Scale it a little more. Move it over some more. How is this going to work? Let's try it. And there it is. See, now this worked. It worked on him, okay? And that's, I guess that's what we're looking for here, is to get it to work with their basic avatar. And if you can get it to work with this avatar, you can it will probably also work with the meta avatar, which I don't see. Okay, so now so they've probably focused on not having it fit every kind of figure. So you know, they say it'll fit every avatar in the world. I'm not seeing that that is the case, and there are some issues here, but they're not that. This I don't consider to be. And there are tools here, so we go into clicking on this clothing item, and we go into smooth. And I'm going to smooth the layered items so I don't actually edit the. So I don't edit the actual. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of some. What would you call it? Weight map issues here. So we fix them, and we take this grab tool, turn this a little bit, and pull this out. I'm not sure why. Okay, I think we smooth this a little bit. And then we take the grab again. I'm not sure why it's showing him through it. Let's confirm and see what happens. Okay, so we've got something weird. Maybe I'm selecting him instead of the cloth. No, it was the cloth I had selected. Okay, let's go to confirm. Now this cloth, we go scale it. Maybe if we scale it out a little. No, something's weird going on with this cloth. It's like I think I deleted part of it. Because those pieces are just missing. There's a visibility brush. How do we see, this isn't working. So we just somehow we've lost pieces. It's a bug or something. smooth. Okay, so what that's just, I don't want to deal with this. It's something, again, that I don't know how to fix. And so we have this shrink wrap, which is kind of nice. It pulls it in. But there again, now we have some really serious problem here in the middle. And that is a typical problem with togas. So if we just bring it in enough. But this looks beautiful, other than the fact that I really messed that up somehow. I messed this up a little bit up in here too. This looks like something is, a piece is missing in there as well. And now let's take and hide this. No, see, it's not part of his body, so it's something in the texture or something. I've really highly corrupted this somehow. All right, let's go back to Daz. We'll just get rid of that. Let's go back to Daz. Now we've brought a piece of clothing in, which it did theoretically work if I stepped back or re-brought it back in and just didn't do the same kind of editing thing. I think it would have been okay. Let's delete this. Let's go to default. Find, I've got 10,000 clothing items. So this is, this is like why I spent, $15,000 in the Daz store, is because I'd like to use these things universally in things. I'd like to see them have, life outside of just the Daz. I'd like to see them animated and things like that. And so let's try this sweater. All right, let's copy the name. This is for this is a converted sweater. That might have something to do with it. Let's do the AR. Let's find the Genesis 8 one. For Genesis 8 sweater. Okay, so we can use the without it being converted and kind of messed with. That's maybe what was the problem with the other one. So we're going to export. All right, we're going to ASO. I already did this. Copy file. Export. Now there. This is for togas. We're going to go here with, like I said, let's make this new sweater. So, I'd rather have more categories than everything all thrown into one folder. So, put this here. Save. Okay, now this face groups is polygon groups, and some of these collapse UV tiles, and I don't think this collapse UV tiles is a good thing. So, we're going to turn that off. And I guess the rest is okay. All right, let's go back in here. And we have him selected. Let's bring him this way. Okay, import, cloth. We go up, sweater. Now this is a Genesis 8 item. Okay, let's, I think this is the part where you take the picture of the item. Next step is going to be a shirt. I'm not, maybe a jacket, but we'll call it a shirt. All right, now this has a problem, okay? So what we have to do is, first of all, okay, let's go jacket so we can put something underneath it. I don't think we're going to put a jacket over a sweater. So let's go with jacket. Now we're going to move it up. Okay. In. And we can rotate it a little bit, I guess. Let's scale it down a little bit. Okay. And then confirm. Next step is to move his arms into place, I think. Redo pose match. Oh, this one. This isn't very easy, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. You know, that's a comfort, I guess. Okay, we're gonna try that. Confirm. Now see, this is where things get weird. Okay, because you'd think it would have fit better than that, okay? It just, and this leaves you with a ton of stuff to kind of do to fix this. So, but, let's see, close. Where do we edit? How do we edit this? So we go into here and let's scale it just a bit. Okay, it's not moving. Something's wrong. Okay, I think we're back. No. I think it's locked up. Yeah, it's locked up. It usually will at least let you close it. Usually. Save outfit. No, it's not going to let me do anything now. I have a lot of other programs open, so, you know, it's not really fair. I think I have Character Creator. I have iClone. So MetaTailor has got to go. And all right, we're going to leave these open, but I think we can close these for now. Let's, okay, file, save. We'll mess with him later. Yes. We'll call that Arno too. I think that's what that was. Why it didn't remember that, I don't know, but we've got Unreal Editor. Close this. Save that so we don't have an empty project again. And then we'll close Epic Games, and we're going to close this. Save, I guess, is, oh gosh, Dev Project, Arno Project. Save it, I guess. Oh, okay, that's a project. That's not a Unreal project. Okay. So now we can open this back up. And it's probably going to ask me to buy Pro. Okay, which one was that again now? Oh, it's not going to be here because it crashed. All right, new project. Okay, we're going to call this base avatar. Okay. Now let's go to my imports. Okay, my sweater is still here. Okay, and now this is a pose match, which is exactly what I want to do here. Okay, confirm. And this is where we ran into the problem before. Okay, so what we need to do here is use these tools, and I'm going to go and sculpt. We'll go with a layered sculpt. Okay, it may be a problem with the original, but okay, let's shrink wrap. That's not working too well, but there may be an option here to smooth it. See, these are weight problems, weight map problems. So we go into this relax, and we got to fix the weight maps here. And this, it doesn't look like it because you don't see the normal color kind of thing that you do when you're editing weight maps. But that's what you're doing. You're editing a weight map here. And I know that for sure because I know how slow it is to edit a weight map. And usually where your mouse is pointing, that little tip, that's where it's affecting. Right where the tip of your mouse is where it's going to be doing the most. Okay, so once we get the weight map kind of normalized a little bit, then we can come in and smooth, and the smooth will work. Okay, now because I didn't edit the actual object itself, okay, now we can take this grab, we can pull this up a little bit maybe and kind of relieve a little bit of tension in there. It's not like I've done this before, you know, Yeah, I have done this before. And we could kind of pull on this a little bit. Bring this down in a little. And pull some of this in. I don't know why it's, I guess, is the lighting. I'm not sure how we would change the lighting here. But the lighting is terrible right now. Okay, so this still doesn't look good. I think I'm making it worse now, so I don't want to go too much more. It's apparently pulling this part right here out of proportion. Okay, so this looks horrible, but it's okay. It's better than it was. Okay, so now we could shrink wrap this a little bit, but I just don't dare do much more with this. How this is going to translate to somebody, whether if we'd be able to put a some kind of standardized like shirt weight map on it so that it could be animated and not be a stiff board when he's walking. I don't know. But it seems to be, we have a piece of clothing here. Now, if I take this off of him, let's say confirm. We take that off of him and put it back on. Do we have the same? Yeah, see. So I think the only way to make that permanent is, let's do an experiment here, is you take, select him. Okay, select this again, redo pose match, and we'll bring his arms back down, bring them back in, back down again. Now, if I made his arms shorter, maybe he wouldn't pull them out as much. And obviously his arms are mirrored. Okay, now let's see what happens when we confirm. No, that's like worse. Okay. Okay, so when we use these tools now this time, what we'll do instead is says Sculpt Original. So we're going to sculpt the original, and I'm just going to bring this all in a little bit more. Okay, now I can't see what I'm doing. See, this is his arms got to go back, confirm. Okay, well, that's not too bad, but his arms have got to go back, pose rematch. Let's pull it back a little bit, confirm. Okay, that works. Now we can do a little, and we're going to do a little bit of this relaxing Sculpt original. We're going to fix the weight here. The thing that's pulling this down, we're just going to fix those. And we're going to turn the strength all the way up. Make it a little bit larger. See how it's moving it a little bit? It's fixing the weight. That's pulling these things out of proportion. Okay. So now we're actually editing, instead of editing like I think the sub D or whatever was on top of it all, we're actually editing the original mesh that we brought in from Daz. So it's kind of like a destructive edit, but it means that it's going to fit this basic avatar when every time you need him, it's going to be there. Okay, we can smooth this out a little bit after. I think. This yellow is very difficult to see. I think I'm going to go blind from doing this stuff. Okay, bring this up, this out. Okay. Now we can do a little bit of smoothing. Maybe let's do a little more relaxing. A little more with the weight maps. Smoothing them out a little bit. And then we'll mess with the rest of this. Okay, now we're going to smooth. We're going to take the strength down a little bit on the smooth. It's hardly doing anything. Now we got it poking through again, but okay, that's all good, I think. I don't like the way this looks again in here, but all right, we got to pull these pieces back out. Let's confirm. And what do we, okay, we got to do this grab stuff here. Sculpt original. See, I think I need a smaller, to make this brush smaller and kind of tuck this all back in. But I'm not going to work for perfection at this point. This is to try and kind of get this, figure out how this all works. So if we can get it somewhere in the ballpark, I think we'll be doing well. So this, okay, now a little bit here. Make it perfect as much as we can here. Okay, we can make this radius a little smaller and then kind of tuck this down in. Pull this in like this. Okay, and a little bit here. Okay, and bring this out a little more like that. Okay. Confirm. All right, now when we take this, let's save the outfit like this. Now we take the outfit off of him. All right. We put it back on. Oh, it didn't save it like that. Okay, I think I go back and I come back in. We get it back. And how do we outfit it? Rename. So I guess you have to just tailor it to him until it fits him. Now what I'd like to do is go back into this. We're going to shrink Sculpt Original. I thought that was going to, okay, we're going to bring this down in a little bit here. We'll just kind of tuck that in a little more. And then we'll take our grab, pull this out a little more. I can't see. Oops, we don't want to grab that here. Okay, that's okay. And we've got a little bit of grab to do here, shrink. I'm probably using a wide brush, but okay, grab that up a little bit. This is probably cutting too much into his like it's contouring his arms too much, and I could make it a little larger, but let's see what it looks like. That's not bad. Okay, so then we go out of here, confirm, conform, confirm, save outfit again. Okay, so that's saved on him. So I guess that's what you kind of do is you get these outfits on these guys and then you save them. Okay, tan pants. And you don't tuck a sweater into pants. There we go. That is a pretty cool outfit now, and that's a Daz shirt. Now the thing is that what we could do, and it looks like I could come in here. I don't mind that kind of like sculpting work and all that. It's because it's something that you can, within a reasonable amount of time, get a good result. Now, what happens when he brings his arms down? I don't know. What happens when we bring him in with this shirt on in I would think that it would be okay. I don't know. What happens when he bends his arm, his elbows in, when he becomes relaxed with this shirt? It's hard telling. What's going to happen in here? Is it going to be a weird like crunch? Is it going to turn into like tinfoil kind of look? Or is it going to look like just a natural fabric bend? So that's what we wonder about when we bring this into. I mean, so don't go and make a billion of these avatars with nice clothing sets and all until you test them out, you know, with some poses on them in Unreal. Now we could export him into Unreal. Let's see what happens if we export him as an FBX. Can we bring him in? Let's put some shoes on him. And I guess the shoes can be outside of his clothes. Let's make sure that they're not kind of screwed up. Yeah, they're look. The shoes are supposed to be outside. Okay, the sweater is outside. Okay, so that's right. And the shoes went on him. Okay, he's made to wear them. So let's export him and try to bring him into Character Creator with these clothes on. I don't think it'll work. Save. Export. Okay, we got to open him back up again. Export. Avatar, we want him. Okay, we're going to call this MT Avatar. And we're going to save him as FBX, ping. Okay, slate all the clothes, everything. Save, choose save location. This is going to be this PC. 15 terabyte to, okay, we'll call it a character because it's character enclosed. Okay, export from MetaTailor. Okay, and this is called MT Avatar. Okay, that's where we're going to save it. Okay, is okay, new folder. MT. All right, let's do that here. And export. Scale. This takes a while. That wasn't too bad. Okay. Now we open up Character Creator. He's in a T pose. So this might be that magic T pose that Character Creator expects. We shall see. Transformer, Character Creator 3, and this would be character exports from MetaTailor, MT Avatar. I'm not holding my breath on this. I don't think it's going to work. Nope, it doesn't. All right, Well, let's try to bring him in to iClone. Let's import him into iClone then and see if that works. I don't think it will because he's not going to be... Okay, let's try bringing him in as a CC3. As a C, and not with a CC3 plus. Because I think nope. Click more. Okay. No, we don't want to read more. Okay. We've read enough today. So let's go into... Let's try bringing him into Unreal Engine. So there is an export and an import failure, okay? It exported to a file that couldn't be read by that. Now, I wonder if Daz could import him, but that's like an absolute impossibility. I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, but all right, here, this is the procedural foliage. That was what we were using. Open foliage. Now he will, that's the thing about Unreal, is he will import into Unreal. I don't have any native. Okay, this is the wrong level. Okay, file, open level. Excuse me. MetaTailor. All right, let's delete him. We can leave him in. All right, file, import into, oh, not that. Let's go to here and let's go, this is MT avatar, content, new folder, MT avatar, right click, import, and this would be character from MetaTailor, MT avatar. I guess import all. I have a feeling this is going to work. Now, I don't know about the close. Okay, where is, okay, that's him. Now look at that. That is pretty good. That is like really good because our sweater looks beautiful and the now see, okay, so now we're starting to see a little trickle. It's a stream, okay? Where, okay, this is what I call a program, okay? And it's not like a program like you open a program on your computer. It's more like a program, a procedure, okay? And that's what I call a program, is where you export your clothing out, you bring it into MetaTailor, you put it on their stock avatar, okay, and you edit it and make it, fix it, which was kind of fun. I think that part is fun. You know, working with this and getting them to fit the clothing to kind of just kind of coaxing it into the right place. That was kind of fun. Now, the only thing is these textures. This looks like he's wearing a piece of cardboard around him. So I would have to go in and bring in the Daz normal maps. And that's not too unfun either. It's a little bit of work, but it's the result is you end up with this thing that doesn't look like cardboard, but actually looks like cloth, like 3D textured cloth. That's not too unfun either. So so what we do is we switch his head. We have with a meta figure, and this is kind of where, instead of putting this on the standard avatar, we would use the meta avatar, which I believe works as well as the MetaTailor avatar does. I think they've optimized their program to work with. That's probably why it's called MetaTailor, is because it's meant to work with, and this avatar may actually be a meta shape, meta character, Unreal meta figure. So I'm not positive, but I would assume that I could switch him right out here, and I don't know how to. I don't know. I'm not good at meta figures, so that I have to spend a couple of days learning how to make meta avatars. What I will be focusing on with the meta avatars, with the meta figures, meta something, I can't remember, it's called meta figures. Okay, we'll call it meta figures. Meta is is getting, morphing the meta with a Daz morph, with a so I can bring in Bruce and Genesis 9 and just morph their meta. It's just the head, and we would just switch the head out from this guy and maybe do a little bit of body morphing, but pretty much if I can get my my Daz, that's all I really care too much, about in this world, is getting being able to use my Daz morphs, creating a face in Daz from all of my figures, and then just taking that head morph and bringing it and putting it on a meta head, and then bringing that in here and switching that head out here. So it's, at this point, we're tacking together a program, and I would say it's formulating in my head now how to do this. So we go File, New, Blank Document, okay, and we go Export. Okay, open MetaTailor. Open MetaTailor. Okay, I like single spaces, no spaces. Open MetaTailor. Put meta character body, a figure, I guess, figure into the scene. That's the Unreal meta character figure into the scene. Okay. Export clothing from Daz. Then we fit clothing on meta figure. Export meta. All right. I think all we need to do at that point is just export the clothing from the meta figure, because it's the exact same figure. Just export the clothing And I think we might have to export. No, we would export. Okay, I'm not sure if we would export it as a whole unit, because it's all tucked in and all that kind of weird stuff. So there's some hurdles to jump here. Export clothing from export clothing only. Let's go with that from MetaTailor to FBX. Import FBX into Unreal Engine. Okay, this is our program here. Import FBX into Unreal Engine. Attach mesh, clothing mesh to Unreal meta figure. Okay, add textures to clothing. Textures, textures to clothing. Animate, add animation. Add animation to meta figure, to Unreal meta figure. Okay, and then there's also the idea of Mojo. Okay, why do we now suddenly have spaces? Okay, Mojo facial animations. Import or live Mojo facial TIO. All right. Import live Mojo live capture animations. Okay, import. Okay, scene over Daz bridge. Okay, that's how we bring our scene in, so that we don't just have a figure there alone. So we want to import our scene over the Daz bridge. That works okay for most things. And then you also have or use. What is that? Quixel and other Unreal scenes. All right, so here we go. This is, I think, QUIXEL, or is it LE? QUIXEL? I don't know how that's spelled. Save this. Now, this would be MetaTailor. Clothing, Daz to MetaTailor. Daz clothing to MetaTailor. Okay, so figure. All right, so we're going to save this. We'll save this on the desktop for now. And I will put it where it goes at some point. All right, so open MetaTailor, put Unreal Meta Character. So so it tells me now, I think we have, so you know what this kind of does though? this just completely cuts. It completely cuts Character Creator and it cuts Character Creator and iClone out of the picture. And the problem I have with that, and this is, I'll show you something that's weird that doesn't even seem to have a function right now, is if we go back to design and we go here to accessories, is it? You can supposedly import hair into this MetaTailor. Let's bring some hair in. Hair. Okay. Where are we? Let's delete the sweater. Hair. Okay, we're going to go with I'm expecting a major failure here, okay? But let's try Genesis 9 hair. Just bring it into the scene. Okay, I don't know what color this hair is, but let's make it brown just for the heck of it. Materials, just dark brown here. I think it already is. Okay, so we go File, Export, and we go Character Clothing, and let's go, this would be under Clothing also, so we'll put this in here, Meta Export Daz Clothing Export, and we'll go give this a category of hair. Because they, okay, I already have a hair, so it will merge them. Okay, hair, okay, and this is called Holland hair for Genesis 9. All right, Holland hair for Genesis 9. Okay, let's just do it like that. Props, okay, everything's good. Now we go back here and we import clothing. Hair. Now, I think this is going to work, but it may not work well. Okay, at least it showed up. All right. And now we go next. Oh, let's give it a nice little picture. That sort of looks okay. All right. And now we're going to go hair. Next. Scale. We're going to go with move first. Okay, scale. This reminds me of the old poser days when I'd spent like an hour trying to get a skull cap to fit a skull. I think that'll work. Confirm. Confirm. Next step. Let's see what this looks like. So there again, okay, let's go back to our thing. Put Unreal Cat in scene. Export clothing from Daz. Fit clothing on Meta. Okay, export clothing from Daz. Fit clothing on Meta. Okay, export hair. Fit hair on Meta figure. Save. Export clothing and hair. Clothing attach. Clothing mesh. Meta figure, save. Okay, let's see what we got here. Did this crash? No, see, this didn't work. Now it might just be the way. Yeah, this is a again, this is a texture issue, but it looks like it worked, except it didn't really. And now look at this. Okay, let's save the outfit. It's not saving. Okay, it's kind of like locked up, I think. It's saving. Trying to save. See, because this right here isn't good. So it means it's not conforming really well. Looks like the skull cap is actually going over his ear. I'm not sure. Okay, so the program is like, okay, it's back, I guess. Came back. Come back. All right. So we would have to go in. Yeah, see, it's terrible. Okay, we'd have to go here now. Back to the hair. And it's not coming up with the... Oh, we've got this back to Try Pro again. Suddenly I'm like not a member anymore. This is really sucks. This Try Pro keeps popping up. I think it's because when I first installed MetaTailor on my computer, they sent me they gave me a zip file, and I unzipped the zip file, and it put the contents of the zip file in the folder with the zip file in it. And then when I clicked to install, it installed it right there and didn't even open up Windows installation. It popped up and Microsoft said, we don't know what this program is. We don't think it's safe to run. And then you have to click on more, and then and this red screen pops up, and then you click install. So they basically haven't even gotten like permission from Microsoft to be a program. And so they it doesn't even go through the install process. It just puts in, some stuff in the exe, and maybe it puts some stuff in the registry. And so I don't want this installed in my downloads folder because I clean that out quite often. I just come in and delete all my download apps and stuff, and it's like, so I went into add remove to see if there was an add remove for it. No, there was no way to just uninstall it and then install it in a place where you want it. That's why people use install apps, so that you can uninstall them. So the only alternative I had was to delete the install folder. Didn't complain about that at all. Take the zip file, put it where I wanted it installed, unzip it again, and then install it in that folder. So when I'm just telling you that when you do get MetaTailor, okay, you pay the $35 a month, try it out, okay? It's worth it, $35 for the learning experience. Follow my video and you can save yourself 24 hours worth of pulling your hair out and not getting anywhere at all. This video has been kind of a little better. So we go to Pro, login. Okay, I don't know how many times I have to log in. Okay, I'm in they know who I am, okay? But my program still says try Pro. Give feedback. It's like the fact that I have to keep going out of my project and coming, save the outfit, okay, and coming back in. And I don't think it'll save the outfit because as a non-pro member, I only get so many saves a month, kind of thing. Yeah, the fact that I have to keep messing with Try Pro, it keeps forgetting that I'm a paid member, okay? So, which really sucks. Now, when I go out of here, I have to actually close this all down, and this character may not even exist. Okay, let's see if we can. So, see, now I have no projects. So, because I guess you can't have projects if you're not a pro member. You can, if you're only on the free trial version. Yeah, this program's, it's I don't know. That part of this program is not just a mess, it's a train wreck. Okay, I don't think I've ever had to deal with anything that bad with a program. So, now my stuff is back, okay, and I'm a member again. Wow, but I had to actually close out of my project and close MetaTailor down, and log back in on their website. Yeah, and then when you go to give feedback, it takes you to a Discord page. It's like, how professional is that? How about taking us to a help page where we can actually talk with some of the developers? Or, yeah, that would be really nice. So there's a problem. Okay, there again is an export issue with Daz textures. Okay. That, yes, it came in, this all came in here, but this shirt looks like cardboard, okay? And the hair isn't there. This is supposed to take me to the hair edit. Okay, there we are. Now we can take this hair and we're going to go to scale. Why is this going so slow, like a snail's pace? Okay, now there's shrink wrap, which might work with the hair. And it's not going to fix the texture of the hair, and I still have to then re-export delete my other export. But I would rather get this guy into Unreal with hair and then see about possibly trying to fix the opacity of this hair. And if we go back to, now this is just kind of locked up again. So the hair problem isn't quite there now. Now, yeah, this is a hair that when I go and look at this hair up close in iRay, does it actually show in iRay? Or is it turned? Now that could be a problem because it was exported while it was turned off, but no, this is actually visible hair. That's beautiful hair, at least in, I've not had luck using this hair, but it's not bad hair. That's pretty good hair, actually. It's definitely reflecting all the gray around it. But that's pretty good. Now there's a little bit of translucency here. This is not bad hair. That's, and believe me, I'm very picky about the hair stuff. Okay, so this is just kind of, let's click on shoes. So the hair is just slowed this program down to a crawl. It's just sitting there, won't do anything. So, And there's a I don't know. I don't think this is strand-based hair. I think this is like mesh-based, some kind of mesh hair. Little teeny pieces of mesh. So it's not letting me do anything again. There's some parts of the program that are active and other parts, it's just gone now. And it's not like I have other programs with a ton of stuff open in it. And I do have this Unreal with a couple of characters in here. But that's not very much. Okay, let's bring him. This is our character again. This is our avatar. He's not that bad. The eyes are hideous, but he's got some nice looks to him. His head looks, it might be the camera that makes his head look a little bit tall. And he's not a bad, with the right hair and everything. I think he's got some nice features. They picked a good avatar, other than the fact that his eyes and eyebrows, eyelashes don't work. He's got these are the eyebrows. No, they're not. This is the this is the figure for their stock figure for MetaTailor. Okay, so and he doesn't look bad at all. I could probably just, do a few morphs on his face and have somebody look different, but you have to give them different skin, and then it makes me think I've got to be able to bring him. Okay, now I could select him, okay, and see if, okay, this is our MetaTailor avatar. Can I bring him into iClone? Transfer to iClone. Okay, well, let's open iClone. This would be nice. I don't. Okay, now if you notice, you can see right through his sweater here. That is because his sweater has single-sided texture, and you have to click on the sweater, go into the texture thing, and scroll down until you say double-sided sweater textures, and then it will fill in that. And you'll see also, if you look in under his sleeves, it'll like his whole sleeve will disappear, because when you look inside of this shirt, there's nothing there. It's only a single-sided. I like that idea of single-sided textures. It's just very foreign to me. When I see it, I just don't know what to do about it. So, okay, is this open? No, we're still waiting. iClone. Okay, there's iClone. It's open. You could have told me. All right, now. Oh, it's still opening. Now we have to close this down. This is useless. Got to Control Alternate Delete. The only way to close this now. Okay, excuse me. So this is MetaTailor. It doesn't even say it's not responding. So, you know, should you get right now? I'm liking the fact that I can put these Daz clothes on these figures and have them look kind of okay. And I just have to mess with so it could be, get your animation going, get your figure that you want. No, you can't. Oh, and yeah, see, I'm not sure how to do that now. I believe you can bring your figure, you can bring a meta figure from Unreal into iClone. Now, might not be able to bring this guy. Let's see now. Transfer. Okay, that's the floor. We want the figure here. Where is it? This empty meta avatar. Okay, transfer to iClone. So they do not have static mesh. So all right, what if we take this avatar out, and I think I have a blueprint one. Avatar, and this is the blue. Okay, no, I don't have a blueprint one. The sweater. I wonder if that's a material for the sweater. Okay. Okay, now it's showing that that I have these other cat things for the sweater, but I don't know that they're. So I would have to create a blueprint. Now let's go here down to this. I think that's a sweater texture. Now those are definitely, okay, texture, that might be the pants. I think those are the sneakers. It's just, okay, head mat. Left eye, body. So this has to be the sweater texture. Okay, it is. The sweater is showing that it has a normal map, which is kind of weird. We got a base color, we got specular and normal map. But Okay, that's the normal map. Oh, that's weird. Z. Normal. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with any of this. It does have a base color and a normal map, and I don't even really know what this specular does. I think it has something to do with the way the light hits it, but when I get up close to this sweater, it actually looks better here. It does look better than it did in MetaTailor. His arms are all kind of working. It's like I don't have an animation to put on him as like a stock walking animation or anything. So this now I believe. Okay, so what you have to do is not use the stock figure in Meta. You have to use the Meta figure from Unreal Meta figures. I can forget what that's called, but you have to use those Meta figures instead of the stock figures. Fit your clothing to them. Bring them in here. I don't have any Meta figures. I do have LiveLink, but I don't know how to access those Meta figures. And there's like a a little drop down here that appears when you set all that up. I don't think I have Meta figures installed on my computer. So I think I've gone just about as far as I can with this setup without having to go and do some deep research. So there's going to be a part 2 to this video. And what I will be doing is coming in and showing probably how to put Daz morphs on Meta figures. Okay, so that you can take any face and put it on that Meta head, and then use their stock Meta figure, bring that into MetaTailor, put your clothes and put your hair on them, then bring them back, and then if you want, I believe that Meta figure will link back into iClone, and if it'll go into iClone, it will probably also go into Character Creator. You can go from iClone into Character Creator, do some funky stuff maybe with the skin, I don't know, of the Meta figures. We'll see. There's a lot of cool morphing abilities within the Meta head kind of thing also. So I've watched videos on it, but I just figured I have Daz figures, and so I think what I'm going to be learning is how to take a Daz head and put that put that face on a Meta figure, and then from there. So that's what this next video will be doing, is filling in the last part so that we can get animations on him through, so that we can tie Character Creator and iClone into this whole program, okay? And so we're going to be using Daz for clothing, Daz maybe for hair. I have some really nice Character Creator hair also. So we'll be using Daz for clothes because I have 10,000 clothing items in Daz. And props and all kinds of stuff like that. We'll be using Daz for most of my scenes. Okay, I have probably close to 400 or 500 environments in Daz also. So at least. So we'll be using Daz scenes in here in Unreal, and I will be assembling the clothing in MetaTailor, putting fixing the hair on also in MetaTailor, bringing that Unreal meta figure from MetaTailor into Unreal, and then using the link here to bring it into iClone. And once it's in iClone, you can bring it into Character Creator. How well the clothing is going to go into Character Creator, I don't know. I might have to leave the clothing, put the animation on the figure, and then bring the clothing in from and not try to bring the clothing into iClone. So, and there's a way to do that. You just attach, get your animation right with your figures, and then attach their import their clothing in from MetaTailor into Unreal, and then attach it to your figures. So we're going to see about all this and how it all, but in the end, we're going to have a program that and find a way to get these things, these assets out of Daz into Unreal so we can animate them and bring them to life. And that, it reflects back to the story I told you at the beginning of this video. Watch the beginning, the first hour of what I saw for a commercial on this MetaTailor. It's not the reality of what this program. I'm not seeing the ability. They said you can just import your avatars and put any clothes on them and just boom, 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 boom. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. And as you just saw, all I did was bring in some hair and it crashed the program. And that was not even strand-based hair. So, and it's only been out for a week, a few weeks. It's not been, so, I'm not being critical about it because maybe those promises that they're making will come to fruition. If they do, it's going to be possibly the, I don't know for certain, but it's going to be part of the thing that turns all these dead seas that are around us and all these communities that are closed off. It's going to be the thing that in some ways links, especially with clothing and props and things like that. If it's just clothing and props, that's fine, because we'll have a solution for clothing, props, and hopefully hair. And maybe they'll fix this whole weight map issue and bones and weight maps. right now, the little circles and having to fix those little circles into place, that is hideous. Okay, that's just works terrible. It looks kind of like it's at first I thought, oh boy, I get to put the little circles where they go, and this should be easy, but then it's not. It's just like the circles don't go. There's no way to toggle through them that I could see. You end up just clicking them. You click on them and it moves them out of place. It's just ridiculous. It moves them, jumps them somewhere into the middle of the 3D space. It's just, wow, not well thought out for a program that has some other very well thought out things. So those are my thoughts on, so I give MetaTailor a buy, okay, a definite buy. Just thought I would reiterate the stuff that I talked about in the beginning of this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. We are going to see you again in the next tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something. After 24 hours worth of studying, I decided I knew enough about this stuff to come in and make a little bit of a video for you all. And so I think that this video has been, it went off okay, even though we ran into, it was good because I was able to show you exactly what a bad bridge is like. And so I think it went over well. It showed the point. I hope it wasn't too long and draggy. It probably was, but that's the way live stuff can be. But I think so. I'm going to be making another video. It'll probably take me a couple of days to learn the meta creatures, whatever they are. I can't remember what their name is, but to learn the meta figures. And then also I'm going to be learning, I have to learn how to use Daz textures in Unreal and plug them onto hair and plug them onto figures and stuff. So the Daz forums are very helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications. And I will see you in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. This is RexRed saying so long for now, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Angus, thanks for being in here and hanging in for so long. We got 6 likes tonight, and Sigmund says hi. So, all right. Bye-bye.